What so what I guess what your background? What how did you set the idea? It develop a worded. So I want to hear more about that in terms of your backstory. To go from the music industry to property. What sparked that?
So full disclosure, essentially, we went from music. I went from essentially and managing music artists in Richmond, Virginia, and handling a digital distribution of music. And then from there, like Stan said, we realized Richmond was not necessarily the place for it. We got our main artist connected with a label down in Atlanta. He moved down there and he's had great success since, which is great. But so we took a few months off. We're kind of looking at things that were going to be more guaranteed. What's tried and true, what's proven. That we can take our skills that we learned, prior to music, we were in sales and sales management, doing door to door sales, managing sales teams. So we wanted to figure out what can we take our sales experience and knowledge there and directly apply to something that is tried and true that we can make money. And that was real estate. And it took a little while to learn and figure out what method we were going to use. We fooled around. I think it was like syndication at first, and then there were a few other things that we are trying to do. And then we finally realized, all right, wholesaling is probably just going to be the straightforward, the easiest, and something that we can directly apply skills that we have, and really something that we already know, a sales system, like a direct sales system that we can use, and we can take that direct sales system and use it over here. So that's what we were looking to do when we went from music to real estate. It sounds kind of random, but it's less. It was a bit more calculated, I think, than it seems.
That's really where I'm going in the sense of so many people today. They limit themselves as to where they can go because they're not an expert in this, or they can't start a business because they don't know how to code. Whereas you guys just like, hey, this is an opportunity. Let's go after it and let's seize the opportunity.
Absolutely. And don't get us wrong. We had a lot of, especially starting out wholesaling. We did, there's a couple different methods to it. We did cold calls. So you know how that'll get in your head sometimes. You'll get cussed out on occasion.
That'll get in your head, Stan. That'll get in your head. Get out of here.
But
one thing that I'm sorry to interrupt, Stan. I love the hustle in you guys in the sense that you don't let anything stop you. So share with us. You have a crazy goal that you had shared with me a few days ago when we were talking. About practicing your pitch and getting in front of as many people as you can. Share with us what your goal is with that, because I think that's something that everybody should aspire to achieve.
Yeah, so we're looking to pitch 500 investors in the next 60 days. And just because essentially with that goal, it's an unreal. We know it's a very high goal. We shoot for the moon, you land on a star. We understand that concept, so we push ourselves. But essentially the reason is we're going to get feedback. We're going to get a whole lot of rejection and a whole lot of no's. But I mean, we have a saying, right? Some will say yes, some won't say yes. So what next? It doesn't really matter what they do say. It doesn't matter what they don't say. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person.
And you're not even necessarily looking for money. You just want to talk to 500 people just to get feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
People are gonna. If you're talking to 500 investors, if you're talking to 500 investors, those are also potentially 500 customers,
right?
Of something like this that might be interested in something like that. Maybe these 500 investors. See, that's something like I feel like a lot of people talk about customer discovery and that stuff, and they don't really understand and take it serious and really deep into it and really analyze what these people are saying, and like. I just feel like they're often like, oh, would you use this? Oh, do you hate this? It's like, that's not really a great question to ask. You really got to deep in. So it is interesting that, 560 days. I mean, if you talk to a big enough group, I mean, that seems like it would be definitely feasible.
Yeah. And the reason I know that is because these guys sent me a list of they went through my LinkedIn profile and sent me a list of 120 something people that they want to be introduced to. And again, that's a credit to you guys. Wow. Something I offer everybody that I talk to, and you guys are the first people to take me up on that offer. So
he's not going to say that anymore if he's got a copy.
120 emails.
Man. But yeah, no, that's one of our big themes. It's kind of, just not necessarily being afraid to put up those shots, and understanding that, I think we asked a question earlier about failure. It sounds bad, but you want to sprint towards failure. Being a young person, my goal is I want to have the failures of an 80-year-old man by the time I'm 40. Because if I am, I'm going to be very smart. I'm gonna be in a very good place. So that's
how old are you guys?
Chris, you gotta tell them how old you are.
Thanks, Stan. Throw me under the bus. I'm 26. I'm 26.
I'm 22.
Oh, well, you said 40, so I just wanted to make sure you weren't like 39. You never know.
I've been directly involved within our entrepreneurial community for years. And the most common question I get is, Tim, I want to get involved, but I don't know what events I should attend. Well, Startwheel eliminates that pain point because we consolidate all the events you should attend into a single calendar. Now you'll be in the know and see where to spend your time. Gone is the need to search multiple websites and calendars. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.